It's over, the finale. New scam. It finally ends. Hytale finally is dead. And now we can slurp up all these tears of people who have made a Hytale podcast, for fuck's sake. Holy shit. It gotta be a funding issue, basically. And maybe some developers burnt out, as the usual stuff that happens, but over-promising and delivering absolutely nothing on the table, that's not how Minecraft came to life. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Let's talk about this as well. Spherical map. I was thinking, and it actually makes sense. We might actually be able to pull off a pixel map, after all. It's just, it's not going to be in 3D space, like kind of hologram style. It's supposed to be like this, a sphere. You know, and take two angles, basically, of a vector, translate it into two angles, and all of a sudden you can start picking up pixels and putting them on a sphere. Because it maps very nicely, right? There's something even nicer than a sphere is a cylinder. Why is cylinder even nicer? And again, I'm talking about my engine. I want to show you guys. We're going to mix Hytale and my engine together because it kind of works out like that. You'll see why. While Hytale is telling bad news, I have good news. I have good news. I can look very close into dirt. See? I'm looking at dirt. Dirt block, very up close. Some dirt blocks tend to disappear, but I might be able to fix that. Very good shit. Alright. The LODs, I probably have to scratch that and replace them with just more objects in the distance. It's just a lot more sustainable strategy. Not needing to do LODs is like perfect for me. There's a little bit of flickering going on. I don't like that. Ugh. Now, mapping on a sphere or whatever, like you have this like volumetric mapping. So you can move your character, you can rotate, but you will still see a lot of pixels being projected from a distance. So from a distance, you load a chunk, grab a bunch of pixels, put it over here, and you save it. Pretty nice, right? They don't have to be here. Those pixels don't have to exist here. But which also means that you have to resummon the chunks over and over again. It's a little bit of work for a computer. But it's not that crazy, right? It happens all the time in Minecraft. Chunks get loaded and unloaded. It just is what it is. Now, I'm not going to do it from memory. Why would I load chunks from memory? You only need things that are actually, like, modified in the world. And there's literally a video for it. People are making, like, Minecraft engines. Copying Minecraft. I made Minecraft, but, like, 20,000 more efficient or something. Yes, exactly this one. My game is... Watch this one and you'll see pretty much the same idea. Except what they do is LODs. Alright? They use LODs. Okay, I have to quit because it's lagging me. So the further you go, the objects literally turn into little pixels, kind of. But they still have to retain triangles. It's so fucking complicated to pull this off, in actuality. It's very likely that your engine is gonna break down. Most people's engines might actually break down. But mine, I'm trying to make it as stable as possible. I don't think it's Generation 3, because of the cylinder idea. You can map it like very close to the player, but what's gonna happen is you're not gonna be able to see animations very well at high FPS. You won't be able to see that. Unless you map which pixels can be animated, like which blocks can be animated. If you map that out, you can sort of track which pixels are likely to change. That could be it. That could replace camera. I don't know. The way camera works, it actually maps all the objects. all million objects that just maps based on distance and angle relationship, right? And that's how I ray trace. Those objects can be anywhere, but they have to be relatively in front of the camera. I prefer that because that's what I need to render. So, it looks like the pixel idea is coming together, but it's not a pixel idea anymore. It's more like a fucking cylinder idea. Now, a cylinder is better because, like, players don't look down and players don't look up. It's just like, it's natural for cylinder to be the better shape than the sphere. Simply just based on player behavior, this is the better shape. So you can have like high resolution wrapped around, and then you can have low resolution down here. This could technically be a square, where you just like put a circle amount of pixels on it. So just running around like this, mapped out. That's the idea, and it sounds like it's fucking brilliant for me. Like, it sounds like I can pull that off really fast. Also, I do realize that float 4 is not color. Color is integer 1. One integer is only needed to define color. So I made a terrible mistake thinking that I need 8 floats to perform a pixel on the screen. Alright? With position, right? Plus position. Not only I don't need position, I don't need the 4 floats either. It's literally just 1 float. So it's very light on the immediate data that you want to write, basically, onto some storage, right? If you want to store this cylinder, I can do pretty good resolution. 1000 by 1000 is probably the baseline, and you can scale from here. We'll see how it goes. I just think the idea is gonna work out flawlessly. And removing LODs is a big deal. What Generation 3 represents is that you solve some kind of like major problem. And LOD is actually one of those major problems. Now, I don't still consider this Generation 3 because I haven't actually even developed LODs. LODs are such a problem that you don't even want to do it. So this might just be like the natural solution, technically. Cylinder mapping is a way to kill LODs. Like, I'll take that anytime. Why is LOD so frustrating? Because you have to turn a block into something smaller and more efficient. And it's like, what? How am I supposed to do that? That's actually insanely difficult. Yes, if you turn block into like something that only has 1 position, 1 rotation, you can eliminate some stuff, 1 color. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that works out for you. And I did the LOD mesh. The problem with LOD mesh is that it fucking lags. Yeah. At least 5x5 it fucking lags. And I don't like it when something lags. And 5x5 isn't actually that crazy either. And it still looks awful. You know, it literally has no benefits for me. There's no smooth transition for me. And people work on LODs so damn much. This does feel like a big breakthrough to just do a fucking cylinder. Now, spawning and despawning chunks is going to be its own little challenge. But for now, like, just putting cylinder, like, I can pull this off and it will work. And it will retain information too, to some extent. Well, that one's also questionable. I literally have to spawn and despawn chunks to grab their information and fill up the cylinder. Which kind of means, like, I would rather not have any obstructions as well happening. I'm not exactly sure how I'll pull that off, but, like, the player can just, like, move around freely and a new cylinder is being formed in the background. There's actually 2 cylinders, and we just swap between them, right? Or just kill the previous one and then start generating the other one. Just based on how much player has progressed into what direction. They want to go this way, then a new cylinder spawns this way, and then we shut down this one. That's basically the idea. And again, we're going to be able to see great distances in a fake way. But that's just how you make things. We might not... Well, I mean, we could still be able to see a volcano erupt from a distance. In my engine, a volcano could erupt from, like, very far away, like a fucking mountain, you know? And I could still see it, but in less frame rate. In lower frame rate. Alright? Like, the moment we have the updated cylinder, and I can choose how fast to update the cylinder, it will replace the old one, even if you don't really move the player. And it can just be a setting. Anyways. Alright, enough talking about that shit. On Hytale website, there's a thing called Principal Engineer. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? I probably can do exactly that. I can do... What you just saw is Principal Engineering. That's for sure. And for Hytale devs to actually want one of these, I mean, I applied just for the lols, you know? As scary as it is, we need lol application on this one. Alright, let's slurp up this guy's tears. He literally made a Hytale podcast. Like, what the fuck?
This video does not have a script. I'm just going to talk openly to the
I don't have script. I only sad.
camera.
Me sad boy.
Something that I was actually really passionate about. I think a lot of people...
Aww, but you didn't become a game developer and didn't save Hytale. You know, just apply to all the jobs Hytale has to save it. What a loser.
Felt a similar light about when that trailer popped up.
Minecraft was boring and I needed a game
And
to
that
play.
kind of doesn't exist.
It was the biggest trailer of all time.
Maybe never existed. I made so many friends. I made so many memories. I have a lot to thank for Hytale. I'm wearing
Wow, he had such a great Hytale experience. He doesn't even need the game.
a lot of that drip. This was a shirt. It's not the possibility of it.
I needed confidence. I really thought it was 2026 or 2027, guys. For sure, 2028 Hytale, guys. For sure, guys.
2027, which is far away, but I was okay. I was going to live it out and blow up. And then they cut the plug.
They got the plug of my old best friend.
When I got the
Everything
torch,
is
I got all
dying.
of these.
Everything is dying around you. Alright, thanks for watching. This is very satisfying news. One competitor has been kicked in the balls. And we get to talk about other competitors now.
See me 3D overseas. Live it up, live it up, live it up.